Welcome back. Financial planning can be a super rewarding career. Today we're going to talk to two young financial planners who candidly talk about why they do what they love.
What excites me over the next decade in financial planning is watching the industry really change as it has and evolved.
Yeah.
And even though there may have been a lot of negative press recently, I believe it's all good because it's definitely made our culture more professional, I think. And we're right up there, I think, now with lawyers, doctors. And I think that's only a positive thing for us because now people are identifying us as advisors and the need for us.
Yeah.
And the amount of studying that we have to do, I'm glad that it's being recognised.
Sure. That's a good point. It's a very good point. The increased level of professionalism is only just going to be more and more prominent to the everyday person. And that opens up a lot more people that you can see provide advice. If there's that increased confidence in, you know what you're talking about. I also think that technological changes is both a potential impact and a potential benefit as well. So balancing out those two, I think is going to be something it's going to open up huge opportunities for those in the industry to be able to embrace that. Even at its most basic level, you don't necessarily need everyone to come into your office. You could Skype them.
And I think our industry is good in that way because we're so heavily reliant on technology. As opposed to any other industry out there, like lawyers don't really need platforms or anything like that. Exactly. So I think that's fantastic, especially with the new generation coming up at the moment.
Are Australians better off with financial advice? Absolutely. We're all human. We all make mistakes, and if you aren't getting that financial advice, there isn't that other person there either agreeing with you or disagreeing with you. And
sounding board.
That sounding board for options and opportunities. There's so many different examples out there where you would see someone and they're in a certain position and you think to yourself, why didn't you come and see me 10 years ago?
We're so proactive, our industry.
Yeah. And it's not so much about, oh wow, you're going to make so much more money if you come and see me.
No.
It's preventing people from making mistakes. Humans make mistakes
and
all
financial
the time.
mistakes that you make are huge.
And it's hard to recover
And it's such
from.
a big impact to a family that may take years to recover.
Generations. Exactly. And that's where I think that we've all got these examples where you just finish the appointment and you just think, oh, what are they going to do? And if it had been our client initially, they wouldn't have done it.
Absolutely.
You would have brought that to their attention really quickly. And it's not so much about, wow, stick with me, you're going to be a millionaire overnight. It's far from that. It's about preventing, people from making mistakes that they make, like many humans do. I had this 60-year-old client in the other day. They've got a $600,000 debt on their house.
At 60.
60?
600 at 60.
And it's because they went guarantor for their son's cafe and it went bust. So they're stuck with the loan.
So didn't they have any checks and balances in case it...
Well, they didn't speak to anybody about it. So these people, right, they've got this massive exposure.
What a lovely son.
And I genuinely think that he tried. It wasn't like he just,
You know what they do? Reverse mortgage.
Well, that's the sort of thing. They're totally stuffed. And they were in a great position if they hadn't have gone through and done something quite, we all know, you wouldn't go guarantor. You wouldn't put that kind of exposure to yourself without, some sort of other arrangement.
But they don't know that until they come see us.
Until they come and see a financial planner. And that's the problem. It's still shaking my head. I'm still shaking my head about it.
It's frustrating.
There's no way. We would have been jumping up and down with certain clients. And there's so many different things along the way. And it could be, I knew a client that was diagnosed with cancer and they wanted to cancel their life insurance premium. And they're going through an incredibly emotional time. So they aren't thinking straight.
Yeah, so they're not rational in their thinking
of course
either.
Not. And that's the challenge.
That's the challenge for us.
And they're just human. They're not.
But at the end, when they come out of it and they see the value of it, then they're...
it's huge. It's totally different. And that is a situation where, you as the advisor, you jump up and down and scream and say, look, please just listen to me because let's just think this through a little bit more. Whereas the other people that haven't got the advice, they've just gone down that path and they're stuck with it. And it's going to take a long while to be able to dig out of that hole.
Well, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you agree that financial planning could be a great career for you. If you want more information, follow us on Facebook or follow Grad Mentor Student on LinkedIn.